ladies and gentlemen of the committee, before we discuss the future of humanity, meet the chairs for Europe's AI affairs. But before sitting down, let's check the upholstering. Check it out, check it out, check it out. Before he begins,
meet Rishi Bommasani is the society lead at the Stanford Center for Research on Models as part of the Stanford Institute for Human-Centered AI. In 2023, he wrote about the compliance of foundation models like ChatGPT with the EU AI Act. He wrote, "We need to understand how foundation models are used, e.g. for providing medical advice, preparing legal documents, to hold their providers to account. We encourage policymakers to consider making these requirements apply only to the most influential foundation model providers to avoid overburdening smaller companies. That is like saying medical safety is only a problem if many patients die, but not if one person is harmed. It's a complete disregard for human dignity. Many foundation models are trained on data that is curated from the internet, of which a sizable fraction is likely copyrighted. The legal validity of training on this data as a matter of fair use, especially for data with specific licenses, and of reproducing this data, remains unclear. No evidence of what is happening, only speculation, and whether or not any copyright infringement could happen is unclear. What is very clear, though, is the EU copyright law doesn't concern horizontal disputes between people. Disclosure of copyrighted training data is the area where we find foundation model providers achieve the worst compliance. Compliance because a private firm chooses to refrain from disclosing data when there is no obligation to do so. The training summary obligation cannot be derived from copyright law because it is completely independent from any claim that the training involves certain protected content. While we offer expertise on foundation models, our reading of the draft law is not genuine statutory interpretation, though it could inform such interpretation, especially where the law is unclear. And short of declaring themselves the Supreme Court of Stanford, he still thinks his nonsense should inform the adjunction of law. We assess the compliance of 10 foundation model providers with 12 of the Act's requirements for foundation models based on our rubrics. The two lead authors independently scored all the providers for all requirements with substantial inter-annotator agreement of Cohen's kappa equals 0.74. So two dudes in Stanford sit in their dorm and dream up some so-called compliance scores, which are per definition not compliance scores. They describe how successful they were at Googling the kind of info they were looking for. Compliance is a legal status. You can also make lots of things public and still fail to comply with the law. It is not a compliance index, it is a how good are my browsing the internet skills index. Cohen's kappa, please, is just a statistical measure of agreement between two human scorers. A value of 1 equals perfect agreement, 0 equals no better than random guessing, negative values equals active disagreement. 0.74 tells you by how much they agreed with each other.
It does not mean that the scores themselves are valid or legally meaningful. Is that still science or just BS? I say BS. That's exactly how credibility gets laundered. Use a respected brand name. Use legal-sounding terms such as compliance index and statistical jargon. Cohen's kappa. Wow. Hope nobody notices that the method measures neither lawfulness nor compliance, only the author's success in finding what they were looking for online. The EU Commission clearly did not notice.